Hi guys, today we are going to understand MVC. What is MVC? So let's start the things with that. MVC. So if we talk about MVC, so what is MVC? That's a question first. Do you think it is a language? No, it's not a language. Do you think it is a technology? No, it's not a technology. Then what is MVC? MVC. MVC is stand for Model View Controller, and it is an architectural design pattern for developing an applications. Why I'm telling that developing an applications means by using this MVC architectural design pattern, we can develop n number of applications, either Windows application, web application, or any application. If you want to develop it, we can develop it by using architectural design pattern, that is MVC. Traditionally, it was first discussed by Trygaeve Renskog in the year 1979. So he is the person who brought actually this MVC architectural concept. He is very famous computer scientist and professor, and he is working hard for bringing a lot of new things in a technology. Next, let's go for next thing, where it was first introduced. It was first introduced in 1987 in the Smalltalk programming language. So after talking about Trygaeve, the next year, in 1987, it was introduced in a programming language called as Smalltalk programming language. Later, it was adopted by Ruby on Rails, .NET, Java, and many other languages and technologies has adopted this one. So by this, we can conclude that MVC is not the first one who has adopted this like MVC concept, or MVC is came with .NET only. No, MVC is in separate an architectural design pattern, which is adopted by so many languages, so many technology because of its popularity, because it's giving a lot of advantages while developing our applications. See, when we start developing any applications, there will be like so many developers will be there on that particular application who is going to work. So one developer mind will be different and with the other developer mind. So if multiple people minds is working on a particular application, so he is going to code it according to his thinking, according to his experience. The other person is going to code it according to his experience, according to his thinking. So this is going to be like make your application somewhat an easy state, because if it is a good developer, if it is experienced developer, he knows like what type of code he need to write it, where he need to handle like exceptions, where he need to handle the things. Whereas fresher is there, he's not going to know a lot more things. Okay, so this is one architecture design pattern which is introduced, which actually making some standards, bringing some standards, and telling to the people like, oh, developers, start writing the code based on my standards, based on my architecture, and you will going to get the benefit from it. So that is was the main reason why Microsoft has came into the MVC into the ASP.NET. Reason because MVC is a beautiful architectural, beautiful design pattern, which actually help a lot of projects to be developed very efficiently, very comfortably, and as well as with good performance. And for a testing purpose, this is the good architecture where individually you can test each and every components of your application. Coming to the next thing, what MVC architecture do for you? It separate an application into three main logical components. Your MVC architecture separate your application, means your web application or your Windows application or any application, whatever you're going to start it. So it's going to make your application into three important components, three boxes. That three boxes, it's going to become one web application. Three components is going to become one web application. So what are the three important components is going to bring for you? That is model, view, and controller. And that is the reason why the abbreviation is nothing but MVC, because of this model, view, and controller. What is here view? View is nothing but it's an interface, user interface, a GUI, where you are going to create some text boxes, you're going to create some buttons, you're going to have like check boxes, you're having like login page, you're having like registration page. So all this type of view, like HTML like pages, what you see, it's actually called as a view in our MVC. An HTML page is actually called as a view in your MVC. So through which the user is going to interact, through which the user is going to like perform insert operation, update operation. So the user interface which the end user see it, that is nothing but your view. Now what is controller? Controller is a very important component in your MVC. Your view is also important, your controller is also important, your model is also important, but controller is a main important component between your view and model. So this is very important component. Why? Because this is a place where you are going to write your business logic. It is a simple C# class, guys. Controller is a simple C# class where you're going to write your business logic. As we know that for each and every business, without business logic, they are not going to develop any application. The reason for developing application to make into the like market is to write, uh, to expose their things to the world with a quality of standards, quality of logics. So control is actually the place where a lot of application logic is going to be written here. All the application related logic we are going to write in the controller. Assume that any type of logic you can say that a plus b is equal to like c is equal to a plus b, or any algorithm or anything, whatever you have it, that type of logic you can write in your controller place. And one of the important thing about controller is that all the incoming request is going to be handled by the controller. So if you see that you have a view, you have a controller, you have a model, right? So if you think that these are the three important components. So from where first the request need to be start. So whether when the user write a URL, the request need to be go to your particular model first. Either it has to go to your controller first, either it has to go to model first. So the main request, like whenever the user write a URL or whenever the user click on a particular button, the main request is going to go to the controller. Okay, so that is the reason we write here the place where all incoming requests is going to be handled as controller. So in a controller, we are going to handle the request. So what is model? Model is a class which exposes the data to perform CRUD operation. So model is a class, guys, is like as controller is a class, your model is also class. And the model is a class where we write our ADO.NET code, where we write entity framework code. It is a particular place where we are going to write data access code. Means that this is a place where we are going to write SQL connection classes, where we are going to write database of first approach, model classes or context classes, all that entity framework classes or your AD.NET classes, we are going to write it here. And model is only the one person who is actually going to interact with your database and saying to the database, oh database, the user want this employee details, the user want this, the data need to be stored in the database. So all that interaction between model and database, which actually happened with the help of model only. So model is a place where we are going to write our database logic, where we are going to write SQL connection class or SQL data adapter class, all that data access code. If we want to write it, this is a place where we need to write it. Okay, so now we have understood like something about MVC architecture, where MVC actually making like your application into small three components, so that your code should not be like in a single page itself. It should be like divided into three like places, so that separately you can handle your view page, separately you can handle business logic, separately you handle like data access code. So separately you should access it. So easily, if you keep the things separately, what will happen is you will get an advantage that easily you can understand that particular code. See, if everything, if I'm rewriting in a single page itself, that lines of code definitely is going to be increased, which is you cannot expected also that much lines is going to be increases. And definitely there is a reason in our ASP, when Microsoft started with the web application ASP. So it was the way we used to write our code in a single page itself. And the developer were very happy to develop the application. But later, when the page is going to be increases, to manage that particular code, even like in a single page database code, your HTML code, your business logic code, it was very difficult for that developers. So keeping in mind that type of things, our in our MVC, like in our ASP.NET, we are using this MVC architecture. This MVC architecture definitely like helping us, it's helping us to divide our logic in separately into view, controller, model. So if any issue occur in like in your business logic, directly we can jump to controller. If any issue come into your view page, we can directly jump to our view page. If any issue come in your data access code, like SQL connection or connection is not happening, stop procedure is not there, so directly we can go to one class, model class, and we can correct it. So easily we can manage it when we are going to use this MVC architecture, guys. Okay. Now next thing we will go for uh, here, this architecture. These are the three boxes which is you are seeing here, and which will help you to understand more about like MVC architecture in our ASP.NET. So if you see this, we are not going to learn any new thing here. We are learning like ASP.NET only, but the way of writing the code is in a different architecture. The different architecture is MVC architecture. So here a web application, total web application, it's divided into three parts: view, controller, model. So in your view page, you can write HTML code, you can write CSS code, you can write JavaScript code, you can write Angular code, you can write React code, you can write EXE.js code, even you can write C# code. So this many code you can write it in your view page, guys. So I mean to tell you, like more than that we can write it. So your view page is helping you to write any type of logic, whatever the logic you have it, very easily by using any of these languages. We know HTML is used to create user interface, CSS for designing purpose. But what are the other languages which you see it, like client-side scripting language, and you have a server-side C# language? What they do us, what they do for us to like make our application? Definitely by using these languages only, we are going to write a business logic. By using like JavaScript, Angular, React, and EXE.js, they are called as a client-side scripting languages. So they are like from a client-side end, and C# is nothing but from server-side end. So as a developer, if a developer is good in like any of the client-side scripting languages, then he can use any of this language and he can write a business logic. If the developer is not good in JavaScript type of code, he is good in C#, then he can use C#. So I mean to tell you that in your view page, we can write JavaScript code, we can write C# code, all this type of code, we can write it in our view page very easily. Like we can do it. We have a big like flexibility we have it in our MVC, that for a developer, if you want like to write any logic, what type of logic in your view page you write it. Basically, if text box we have it, if the role is like admin, I want to show the text box. If the role is like manager, I don't want to show the text box. So this type of things, if I want to write it, I can write it very easily in my view page also, by using a C# code or by using a JavaScript code. So that flexibility is given in our view page. And as we know that in our view page, we can write C# code, and we can write our HTML code. So that is the reason the extension is .cs_html. Next thing what you need to understand is controller. What is controller? See guys, controller is a simple C# class, and like a normal classes, same like that we have this class, controller class. But any class cannot be called as a normal class, like means any class cannot be called as a controller class if it is not inherited with a controller. So if any class which is inherited by the controller, then that type of class is called as a controller class. Otherwise, that particular class is not called as a controller class, guys. Okay. So we have like a controller class here, and here we have like a method. So this is a simple method of what we have written here. So basically what you find in your controller is a class. Definitely you will find variables, definitely you will find in a class methods, right? So in this class also you're saying that you have a variables, you have a methods. So class means controller is just a simple class, and you can see by seeing this particular method that whenever you create any controller, this method is going to be get as a free for us. And you can see this method is ready now, it's ready now to return a view page. So it's trying to return a view. It's mean that when you call this particular controller, is ready to return a view page for us. Okay. Now, what type of code we can write it here in your model? ADO.NET code. That is by using a SQL connection class, SQL adapter class. So that ADO.NET code we can write it here, and we can even write like our entity framework code. All this ADO.NET and entity framework code basically like going to connect to the database and bring the data from a database. Okay, so this is like what the model will do for us. Model is a special class which actually have a lot of responsibility inside it, and what it does it like it just going to communicate with the database and bring the data from the database and hand over the data to the controller, and that particular controller will take the data and hand over the data to the view page for displaying purpose. Okay, so to understand like more about MVC, let me go with the paint first, then I will come to our future of our MVC, like futures of our MVC, I will come back to it. So let me go to like paint here, and let me draw here 3 boxes. As you know, like why I'm drawing 3 boxes, because just now you have seen that this is our 3 boxes, you have it. And definitely anyone can like predict it, what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to make like our web application, and in that web application I'm trying to like give the name as view to the first one, and always like controller will be in the middle of it because he's a brother, big brother. So controller is going to be in the middle of it, and your last person is nothing but your model, which you can see it. And this is your database, which is outside waiting like a good friend. Okay, this is your database, what you find here. Okay, now let's try to understand this here. See guys, as I told you, like in your view page, you can write HTML code, you can write CSS code, you can write Bootstrap code, C#, like Angular, React, all this type of code you can write it. So obviously the extension is nothing but .cs, HTML, because HTML and CSS code we are writing here. This is like class where we are going to write our business logic. So this is also .C# class. Okay, any class cannot be called as a controller because any person cannot be called as a superhero. So same like that, any class cannot be called as a controller. A class which is inherited by controller class, that type of class is called as a controller. Okay, now we'll have like model class. As I told you that this is a class where we are going to write AD.NET code or entity framework code, which actually go and talk to database for bringing the data and hand over the data to the controller and view. So this is our model. Model also like extension is .cs. And if you see guys, let me create for a particular controller here, like one class, and this particular class name is, I'm just writing as a index here. And this particular class, like, sorry, let me give the class name as home. And this is index, this is a inherited by the controller class. Okay, this is inherited by the controller class, and this particular controller class definitely will have like some open flower bracket, and will have like a closed flower bracket, and inside that you're going to have like some methods. So let me define like some public, and we'll have like integer here, and let me have like add method, and let me define like some um, data here. Okay, so if you see this, if I'm writing integer here, definitely what will be the return type for me? Return type definitely will be like uh, number, that's like this, right? And in a particular controller, if you write the method as string, then what you're going to return here, you're going to return some string as a result, like this, right? So one thing is clear, that controller is a C# class which will contain like methods. In that particular methods, you are going to write a return type, and based on return type, the result you're going to get it. As of now, I want to return a view page, so I need to write action result class. So this is one class which actually help us to bring like a view page. Means if you want to return any view page, means the return type need to be like action result class. And instead of we are not returning string, right? So we will write view method, which actually help us to return a view page. So this is a place where we actually going to write our view method, and this is going to return a view page. So basically we are understanding that this is a controller class which can have like variables and methods, and based on that particular return type we are going to return the result. Now let me tell you one thing here, like our MVC URL is how it look like. So assume that we have like www.mysite.com, you're going to see it, and after that you're going to see like controller, you're going to see like action method. So this is how your MVC URL is going to look like. Okay, if you see this, this is how your MVC URL is going to be look like: www.mysite.com/controller/action. So this is how your MVC URL is going to be look like, guys. Okay, now you're thinking like, sir, what you're saying, like the URL is going to be look like this. Yes, guys, the URL is going to be look like this. So we just need to understand that in this particular controller, what is our controller name? Our controller name is home. So we just need to change like home here, and whatever the method we write it here in our controller class, all are called as action methods. So this is actually controller and action you can say it, or action method you can say it. So these are called as action methods. So in this place we are going to replace by add method. Okay, so this is what we are going to write it. Now our URL is going to be www.mysite.com slash next. What URL we need to write it? Controller we need to write it. So controller is what? Home. And what the action method we need to write it? Add. So this is our MVC URL. So MVC URL is divided into three important parts. One is domain name, and another is like a controller name, and another is action method name. Okay, so whenever the user is going to give this URL, okay, user will come for two purposes, guys. One, the user will come for like showing the data, for just seeing like a static data like about a space or contact us pages. For that purpose he will come, or either he will come for database data. So let me like write here like let me take here one pencil, and let me say like I'm going to write this particular URL and I'm pressing enter. So when I'm writing this URL and when I'm pressing enter here, the first request will go to the home controller. The first request is going to be go to the home controller. So it's mean that it will not go to the view, it will not go to the model. The first request will go to the controller. What the controller name you have given, home controller, it will go. Then after that home controller, then we are saying that what is there? Add is what? Action method. So next, inside our class we'll have like multiple methods. So whatever the method name is add is there, it will go there. And what this add method is saying, return view. So what it does, it will return a view page, and then the user will see as a beautiful HTML page there. Okay, so like that the user is able to see the pages, guys. Okay, now for example, if the user is looking for a data from a database, again we are writing home controller add method, means again the request will go to the home controller, again it will go to the add method. From add method the controller will go to the model, he will knock the door of model. Oh model, can you like provide me some data about employee data? Then model say that okay controller, I will provide you the data, let me go to like or let me connect to our database. So model will go and connect to the database by using connection string, and then he will go to the database and he will knock the door. Knock knock. When he knock the door of the database, he will say to the database, oh database, like the user want like data, can you provide the data for the users? And then the database say that let me check that table what you have brought model, let me check it that one first. Then model will check that particular database inside that table, and if the data is there, then hand over the data to our model. Model will take this particular data, and hand over that data to the controller who is requesting for. Then controller will take this particular data and hand over the data to the view page. So in this way, the view page in a tabular format, it will display the data to the user. So moral of the story is, this is how the MVC like flow will work for us. Whenever the user is making any request like www.mysite.com/home/add, the first the request will go to the controller, then request will go to the action method of it. Means that the request will go to the class and then it will go to the method, what method you're going to define it here. Why? Controller is a class, and that particular class will have methods. So first it will go to the class, then it will go to the method. Either he want to return to view page, he can return it. Either he need to go to model, he will go to the model. From model, will go to the database, bring the data, hand over to the model. Model will take this data and hand over to the controller. Controller will take this data and hand over to the view page, because controller cannot display it, right? So controller will hand over the data to the view page, and view page we are going to see it. So this is how like MVC like flow workflow will work for us, and this is how like MVC application work for us. Okay, now let's like see a practical simple example. So if you see this is our web application which I'm going to take it here. Okay, and first web app I'm going to take it here, and let me like click on OK. And when I'm going to click on OK here, now if you see this is like we are able to see like empty template, web forms, MVC, web API. So all these things are there for us, a big template. So here I want to choose empty. I don't want to take MVC because if I take MVC, I will get predefined some controller, some model, some view. Let me go for empty here. Let me click on MVC and let me click on OK. When I click on that one, so now our project came here. Let me go to the Solution Explorer. So if you see this, guys, this is our first web app. Here you will see like controller, which is empty, model empty, and views also empty. Okay, let me click on controller. Let me click on add, and this is our controller which I'm going to add it. So if you see this is the controller. Here I need to choose MVC5 controller empty, which I'm going to choose it here, and I'm going to click on add. And here it's going to ask me to give the controller name. So make sure that you should not remove controller from here. So it is like predefined standards, which we are going to follow it. So like controller is also class, model is also class, right? So you should not write like a controller name without this controller. Okay. So if you see this is highlighting default here, it's not highlighting totally. So whenever you want to replace, whenever you want to write any name of controller, just write here. Let me write controller name as home controller, or let me write home controller, I can write it, or let me write test controller, I can write it. Anything I want, whatever I want, I can write it. So let me write the controller name as test controller. Let me write test controller. So it's going to take time and it will create one controller for us. So now you can see this, the test controller is created for us, and any class which is inherited by the test controller class, that class is called as a controller class. And you have seen that by default, we got this method. So which is trying to return a view page for us. So let me change this action result to int, like integer here, because this is a method, right? C# method. So whatever I want, I can return it. So I just want to return some number. I can say like 1211 here, I can return it. If I want to return like some string as a result, let me write string here, and let me write it here, some string as a result. So let me say like hello world, which I'm going to say it. Okay. So let me save this and let me keep a breakpoint here and let me run this. Now what I want to show is like we will call this particular controller and this particular method, and we'll return hello world. So this is a methods guide, just a business, like just a method where whatever you want, you can return it, either string, either view page, or either like a JSON result, either file, any type of result, whatever you are going to expect it from your method, based on your return type, it's going to return it. If I have written integer here, definitely number will return for me when I call this method, right? Now I'm writing a string here, so it's going to return string for me. Like later I will write action result class. At that time, it will return a view page for me. Now I just want to see like whether the request is starting from our controller or not. Let me try to find that one. Okay. So let's wait for a while. So this is a URL which we got, guys. Now, if you see this, this is our controller, test controller, and this is our method index. So let's try to give our controller name here, slash, and we'll give here test here. And let me give the action method name as index here. So if you see this controller name is test and action method I've given as index. If you see this test and this is our method. And even here also we have seen that first we need to write domain name, then controller name, and then action method name, controller name and action method. So our controller name is this and our action method is this. So test you need to write it. You don't need to write controller. You need to write only the name of it and the method name. Let's go to our browser and let's press enter here. And when you press enter, you will see that you are going to get redirect to the particular index method. So let's wait there. So it will come here and see like it is index method here and it should return like some hello world for us. Okay. So now you can see that the debug has came here. Debugger came here and let's go down and we'll try to return hello world. So hence like we are going to see that result as hello world here. So this is how the incoming request we need to give it for our application. Okay. Now this is clear for us and let's try to like understand other things. Let me open this and let me like go to the features of our MVC. Okay. So let's go for feature of our MVC. So if you see this, our MVC is easy and very easily we can learn it, and it is easy and frictionless testability, highly testable, extensible and pluggable framework. Means anything whatever we want to add it, like any other uh, Kendo UI or any like testing framework or any other things if you want to add it, or any JavaScript plugins if you want to add it, we can easily bind it with our we can easily use with our MVC. We can develop our web application in a good architecture way in a MVC pattern. And this pattern actually what it does, it give you full control on your HTML as well as in your URLs. If you see that we have even ASP.NET, but ASP.NET grid view, ASP.NET list view will give you like only limited control on your HTML. If it is giving you only that tables, then only the tables you can use it. You cannot change that grid view control to any other things, right? But here we are using HTML. So how you want to design your HTML, it's up to you. And in our MVC URLs, how you want to design URLs, how you want to define it, everything like it's on your control. And as we see that it's a clear separation of logic, model, view and controller, and it separate your application task, business logic and UI logic and input logic easily. And it's a very friendly for SEO friendly, for our routing, URL routing for SEO friendly, and powerful URL mapping for comprehensible and searchable URL. So easily you can search the URLs easily, whatever the URLs you want to define it, you can define it. So all these things which is supported by MVC. Support for test driven development, TDD support, it's giving to us. Okay, there are a lot of things which we can understand in our upcoming classes, but now like some of the things which I told you here. Now this is an example of MVC. MVC can be used in our daily life. So if you see this, there is like one waiter who is taking an order from a customer. Customer is came to hotel and he's asking like, today is my birthday is there, can you bring like some cake for me or some chicken from me, like can you bring it? So what that particular waiter will do is he will go to uh, cook, and the cook will say like why you came today, like then like cook say that actually customer want some dish, some chicken or some tomato sauce he wanted. Then cook what it does, it he will go to like fridge and he will search that resources, and that particular things are there means then he will make it that one and he will give to the waiter. Waiter will take it that one and hand over to the this particular customer. So this is an MVC architecture, guys. How we can say some MVC architecture is, so if you see this, the user like making a request, the request will go to the waiter.
So waiter is nothing but your controller. Controller will go to your model. That's nothing but your cook. Cook will go to database, bring the data from it, or bring the chicken or vegetables, and he will like cook it. Means he will access the data from a database and hand over all the data to the controller. Controller will give the data, and this dish you are seeing is as a view page we are going to serve to the client. So this is your MBC architecture. So similar to it in a hospitals, in schools, everywhere we can see this MVC architecture is used. I hope guys you have understood today's session, and thank you for seeing this video. Please subscribe it. Thank you.